Hi, I'm Steve Heitzeg, composer of symphony and sculpture, and I'm pleased to talk with you today. In 2012, Joseph Giunta, music director of the Des Moines Symphony Orchestra, gave me a call and asked if I would compose a symphony in honor of the John and Mary Pappajohn Sculpture Park in downtown Des Moines, Iowa. This ultimately became a 3-symphony project in which I musically depicted 18 of the sculptures in the park. This was a dream project. It brought a lot of joy to me in the process because I have a deep interest in the visual arts, and being able to explore these extraordinary sculptures was very fascinating and meaningful to me. I'm thrilled that the Des Moines Symphony Orchestra is now streaming this project, and my thanks to them, and I hope you enjoy.
We started collecting sculpture about 25 years ago, and the reason why we did is we ran out of space to put all of our art pieces, paintings and so forth, so we thought, oh, it'd be fun to start collecting sculpture and put them on the outside of our house. So we did.
Mary and I were in the automobile driving down Locust, and the city was demolishing the buildings and was putting together a park. And we looked over, and all of a sudden I said, Mary, that's where our sculpture should go. And she said, I agree.
We knew people would be very excited with it because on Sunday afternoons, we'd get a steady stream of cars looking at our front yard, and sometimes a gutsy person would go down the driveway and take a look at the backyard. So we knew that people were interested in seeing it. People would call and say, what's that new piece that went up? I want to read about it. So we knew that the sculpture park would go over well.
The John and Mary Pappajohn Sculpture Park is a 4.4-acre site in downtown Des Moines. It holds 27 sculptures by 22 internationally acclaimed artists, and it is a wonderful grouping of significant works that add so much to the city of Des Moines and changes its character and provides a level of excellence that hopefully permeates the city as a whole.
I'm always looking for ways to connect the orchestra to the community, and I think every orchestra is the offspring of a community in terms of its culture. So when you see something as overwhelming and dramatic and important as this outdoor sculpture park, it really got my attention.
Joe said, Richard, I got this idea. And then he told me about a new piece of music that would be inspired by the sculptures of the John and Mary Pappajohn Sculpture Park. And it took 3 seconds to say that is something that would be a tremendous addition for our city.
It really started as a fledgling idea in my head. I happen to know Steve Heitzeg, this wonderful gifted composer from Minnesota who I'd worked with before many times. Steve is an avid art collector and just loves sculpture. He's a member of the Guthrie Board and so on in Minneapolis. So that was a big part of making this all happen. And I think about 2 years ago is when I first approached him about doing something if we could raise the money and so on. And fortunately, we were able to make it happen. We brought him down to see the sculpture park. He walked through carefully, taking notes and whatnot and jotting down things that he heard, sketches. It was then my job to take the music as it was and interpret it as best I could. And it's such a pleasure to work with this guy, because he's brilliant, he's focused, he's intent, and to be able to say, Steve, what do you really want here, is such a great privilege for me and the orchestra, because you know, we don't get to ask those questions of Beethoven and Tchaikovsky. So to have a living composer be at rehearsal so we can respond and ask questions, this is a great thing for us as artists.
Many people have seen photos of the sculptures. They see them as they drive by on their way to work. But even for the people that have visited the sculpture park, I wanted to give them an opportunity to experience these works of art in a different way. So every time I went to the sculpture park to shoot footage, I always tried to keep my focus on the audience. And I would tell myself, don't just show them what you saw, let them experience what they missed. And part of that experience needed to marry the visuals with Steve's music. The first time I heard the music played live was actually the week of the world premiere. And when the Des Moines Symphony started, that first movement, and the video came up on the screen, I was like, wow, you know, this is a moment, this is an experience.
That was a great moment in this history of the symphony to begin the 75th season. It was something that our audience reacted that affirmatively to. You just never know, how are they going to react to this. Once we saw everything put together with the sounds that Steve had written and with the video that Blur Media had put together, we were pretty sure this was a winner. But to then see the audience not just sort of stand there, sit there and applaud, but to jump to their feet and bravo and all of that, that was a high.
And I must say I saw the work in many instances in a new way, and that was very exciting. I've seen them many, many times before and installing them and talking about them and looking at them, but this was an opportunity to see it in a different way, so it was thrilling for me to have that opportunity.
I hope that what I've written speaks to those who are watching and listening, and that it honors the sculptures. I really wanted to bring out the mood and the voices of the sculptures. That was my ultimate goal.
The Des Moines Symphony is a very, very accomplished and professional organization, which surprises people, I think, sometimes, because they think, well, Des Moines, I mean, it's a wonderful Midwestern city, but what can we really expect? Well, they can expect the highest quality of music and art here in Des Moines.
We like the arts, we like the visual arts, and we love the symphony, and by putting the two together, it is transformational.
Hello, I'm Joseph Giunta, the music director and conductor of the Des Moines Symphony. As part of our DMSO at Home series, we are delighted to stream American composer Steve Heitzeg's Symphony and Sculptor 3. Inspired by three of the newest installations in the magnificent John and Mary Pappajohn Sculpture Park in downtown Des Moines, filmmaker Brian Fizer completes the fusion of visual art and music in important and appealing ways. First, Wee Wee's iron tree trunk unites small pieces of iron into one large structure. Now for me, the tree trunk is reflective and contemplative that takes on different moods depending on the time of day and season of the year. There's a mystic, almost spiritual feeling that takes us back in time. The film and music capture this beautifully. Yayoi Kusama's family ran a seed and nursery plant in her native Japan and was particularly drawn to pumpkins from a very early age. In her own words, she says, "It seems pumpkins do not inspire much respect, but I was enchanted by their charming and winsome form. What appealed to me most was the pumpkin's generous unpretentiousness." The music, a craft beer polka, brings attention to Oktoberfests around the world, where beer, polkas, and pumpkins join together in celebrations of harvest. the iconic American sculpture, L-O-V-E, Love, by Robert Indiana, has a universal meaning for every human being. The music is a throwback to the 1970s. I find it more meaningful this very moment because of all the heartache our community and cities throughout the United States are currently going through. We believe art and music has the power to bring us together, uplift, and heal. Tonight, we have shined a light on some of our incredible cultural partners here in Central Iowa. The John and Mary Pappajohn Sculpture Park, the Des Moines Art Center, and the Heartland Youth Choir joined us last October for the world premiere of Symphony and Sculpture 3. We believe the message of love resonates now more than ever. I hope you've enjoyed this version of our DMSO at Home series. Please remember to tune into our social media channels every Sunday and visit dmsymphony.org/at-home for even more content. We miss playing for you in person, but we hope this brought some joy into your lives. We all look forward to gathering once again in the Civic Center when it is safe. Until then, thanks for watching.